Okay, next position to talk about is the edge, I think. And if we're talking at 22, it seems like this is not a huge, 10 guys who are going to go in the first round edge group. I think my most important question to you is, should the Eagles be concerned about drafting a player named Dallas if they have to be in the division with the Cowboys?
Great callback there. Yeah. Shout out to Les Bowen. Yes,
that's the Dallas Reynolds question. Even they have a Dallas. The edge rushers feels like not necessarily the strength of this class, but maybe some guys who could be in play at 22. Or around that neighborhood?
Yeah, I think that it's similar to what we were saying with corner, where there's not that guy that's going to go, that has a lock to go in the top 5, 6, 7, right? And look, for the first time ever, it might be completely offense only in the top 10 of this draft. But I think when you look at Dallas Turner, you look at Jared Verse, you look at Laiatu Latu, those are the three guys that I think people are talking about, in that, we'll say like 8 to 20 range. And are all those guys going to go in that range? Could somebody sneak in? Could Mizzou's Darius Robinson sneak in there? Is there another player that could potentially break in there? Chop Robinson, right? So, he's going to test well this week. So I think when you look at that position, that's the range where you're seeing the first one come off the board. And then you know how this goes. It's all about, all right, are there going to be runs at other positions that could cause someone else to fall? Latu's medical this week is going to be a big thing. After he had the issue early in his career at Washington that forced him to medically retire before going to UCLA. I did.
Yeah. He did firefighting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, him and Grant Calcaterra.
Oh, geez. All right. I did not know that about Latu. I do like Latu. Is awesome.
He's also 35 years old.
I don't know if he's 35, but he's as skilled a rusher as we've seen in the top of the draft. So
Latu.
Yeah, Latu.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the scouting report in terms of like a profile for the players for those other guys?
So Jared Verse started his career at Albany, and then after a couple of years transferred down to the Florida State and was one of the most productive players in the country.
You don't see a lot of Albany to Florida State.
No, that pipeline doesn't really exist typically. But I think when you look at
no nonstop flights from Albany to Tallahassee.
No, good student unions in both towns. But I don't know
both of them actually.
Right. But I think when you look at Jared Verse, he's explosive, he's powerful, he's violent, he's a good run defender. I think the athleticism isn't like a huge strength of his game. I don't think he's going to look great like in the 3-cone or anything like that.
Like an AJ Epinesa type then.
Yeah, I think so. But he's, Epinesa, what I liked about Epinesa coming out was he had like that inside-out versatility. I think when you look at Verse, he's a straight, like more of like a Josh Sweat. Like he is a pure base defensive end. Like let him line up, over tackle and go. That's kind of what you look at here with Jared Verse. The production was outstanding, not just last year, but even this year as well. As he continued to get more attention, he was still a handful for offensive lines.
Okay.
Dallas Turner. Yeah, so he was a big-time recruit. So right up Zach's alley.
Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yeah, yes. Big time recruit. He is more athletically gifted, and he's been productive. I mean, he was an all SEC performer over the last couple of seasons. If I remember correctly, he had 10 sacks this past season. Was a defensive player of the year in the SEC. 6'4", 240. So a little bit of a lighter package than the other guys, but to me, he can win with length and power, and he can also win with speed. And so, having that ability to win from with multiple ways, I think it's a little bit different than like a Chop Robinson, where everything with him is speed, quickness, first step. I want to win off the ball and turn the corner. That's Chop Robinson's game.
Too quick. I'm deferring to Bo I'm deferring to Fran for all the evaluations. I'm just giving like the little nuggets here.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Dallas Turner arrived at Alabama as I think he called it a COVID 260. And he says his preferred playing weight's like 255. And then Jared Verse is going to be a Vic Fangio favorite because he's from Berwick, Pennsylvania.
Here we go.
We all silly like the mayor.